Such a fascinating decision you've come to for cuisine of choice. The fact that you prefer food among the spicier variety is an unexpected revelation to me. To think, I always saw you as such a straightforward individual. At no point did your enigmatic side pierce through the veils of your outward notions. Oh, I assure you, I am no mere acquaintance among the culinary arts in regards to the eateries of the spicier category. I have dined upon Vasteries. They are a species of flora which germinates amongst the magma and gulf mountains of the unceasing burning seas. I hardly believe that your kind could remotely conjure a delicacy that would stimulate my taste buds to even a modicum of the same sensation. Your confidence is rather amusing. Very well. I accept this abrupt challenge of yours. Merely in interest of humoring your obviously exaggerated expectations of your benign human sustenance. You have my utmost blessing to select any number of options at your disposal. I shall consume it in an uninterrupted and orderly fashion. If so much as a hint at a flicker of a response to your selection, I shall be one solid indebted to you. You intend to order my target after the main course? Oh, I suppose that is acceptable. After all, this activity is expressly for the purposes of growing more attuned as acquaintances. Leave the immature challenges on our way out the exit as we vacate, I dare say. Stuttering? What could you possibly be referring to with that? Oh, no time to ponder that. It would appear that supper is being catered to us. Oh, most assuredly. The wyvern stooped his head down low, and he uttered the phrase, "Art thou standing in my bed?" The remainder of us made a swift climactic sprint for the sanctuaries of the upper cliffs, afraid for our very well-being. Oh, absolutely. Our corporeal forms themselves were never at stake. Only the severe reprimandment from the elders of our tribe. Had they come to know of our trespassing upon the grounds of the wyvern tribes, they would have filled every last one of our immaculate glistening scales with fire salts until we cried out for mercy that would never grace us with its presence. apologies. Permit me a moment. I seem to have ingested something a bit too sporadically. I do believe that our souls were intertwined, if only for a brief moment. It has allowed my immaturities to run rampant with my heart's beating essence. I must partake in a brief exercise of meditation in order to recuperate the losses of my intervening faculties. I dare venture to say, my night with you has been nothing short of exhilarating. I would hope that you have even but a snippet of mutual resolve dwelling within the strings of your heart. If you don't, what a fascinating question. I'd say it was rendered under false pretenses, however. I am not such a fool that I am unable to observe the timid sway of your petite form, along with the slight 12.4-degree angle of a smile cracking across those lavish lips of yours. Denial is not a matching color for you. What is your matching color? Well, I suppose that remains to be seen. Before we continue on with our dessert, I wish to ask one single thing of you. Should I succeed, nay, when I succeed, I would like for you to recite to me the dragon word which I have been teaching you. Oh. And what happened to that stoic and teasing gaze that you were penetrating my very structure with but a moment ago? Are we faltering at the mere mention of another culture? Albeit a vastly superior one. The fact that the idea of dipping your phalange into the vast phantasm of draconic culture intimidates you so. It does enlighten me to an interesting factoid regarding yourself. To quote an appropriate phrase, given the circumstantial location we are presently experiencing, you can dish it, but you can hardly take it. Hypocrisy? What a fascinating thing to accuse me of. I admit, while I have elected not to drown myself within the gutters of human cultures, I assure you that it is not without good reason. Many of you humans simply lack a unique flair that sets you apart from the other bipedal individuals. Oh? Ah, it seems the item that you've ordered for me has arrived. I may not have indulged myself much into your own growth, understandings, and enlightenments. However, I do know enough regarding the culture of humans to know that this is nothing more than a simple human fruit lathered in chocolate. What was it called again? A strawberry, if I am not mistaken. That twisted yet innocent smirk across your face indicates that I may have made a slight error. Irregardless, if you are of the impression that this may cause me to sporadically react, you are sorely mistaken. Very well. I shall gladly partake. Not indigestible. It has a bit of a soft, minor freezing sensation about it. Dear me, I shudder to contemplate as to how humans could remotely consider this anything near heated. You simply must be jesting. This object is nothing more than a cold and sweet, albeit crunchy, fruit. I was right to come to my conclusion that humans are merely too soft to reach the level of severity that a dragonkin is capable of withstanding. Very well. Allow me to take an additional chew. This time it has a bit more of a bite to it. However, as I mentioned before, there is not one single iota of finishing wrong with me. Certainly not. I am at the peak of stoicism and superiority. Oh, this weeping you refer to has nothing to do with the strawberry that I have consumed. It must be an insect that's flying its way into my ocular. I would think myself better than to be bested by a mere strawberry of the human variety. I am not so weak as to require some kind of solvent to quell this. Well, Okay. What? Okay. What is this drink? I most certainly will not lavish my tongue with the lactation of some cowardly infant. I would rather meet my demise at the hands of an azure rabbit's leftmost paw. Okay, I cannot bear it any longer. I shall accept the solvent. I simply find it inconceivable. How is it that I was, and by a minute and meaningless strawberry? Not a strawberry? Well, then, what is it that I ingested? Ghost pepper. What is that? I am unfamiliar with the term. Hold that thought a moment. I believe that I must sit down again. I don't understand this. I can breathe fire at will. I have consumed literal magma, and I have stared directly into the sun for hours without so much as a hint of an effect on myself. Yet this small morsel, dipped lightly in chocolate, was able to overpower my resistance to heat. How? To think that I am your teacher, yet here you are, explaining something new to me for the first time in over a century. I have immunity to actual heat. However, these human delicacies, they merely trick the senses into believing that they're experiencing such a vast amount of heat. Fascinating. I suppose perhaps I was a bit too prideful in myself and in my kind. I shall take heart to that which I have learnt here. You desire to show me more regarding your culture? I would be both honored and flattered. 'Tis been far too long henceforth since my previously obtained new learning experience. Please, by all means. Oh, but first, I have a promise to keep. Pray tell, what solid do I owe you as per our agreement? A kiss on the cheek? Is that all? Very well. As I've mentioned, you are an odd creature. Come, lean across the table so that I may implement my reward. Now, I believe it best that the two of us take our leave of this place. Do I wish to cuddle? Perhaps this is a question best left for later. For now, let us depart, my dear student.